That's what I
Everyone
expected.
press any button, and we're back with another part of our run and gun series. We left off looking at bone influences and the such, and we're going to continue on just organizing those bones, calling them different names. I'm just going to montage through the whole bone influence thing, and hopefully if I do this right in the edit, you'll just have to slow it down by like half or 0.25. Anyway, you can slow down the footage to just see what I'm actually doing, but for now, enjoy the Metal Gear edit. Once you're convinced with what you've done, you're going to want to go to auto weights and then generate all. So double click off of everything, auto weights, and then generate all, and you should create some weights that are going to help you move those bones around. So if I do this, I'm not getting any weird pulling from any other places, and yeah, things look pretty good. So from that, but we can fix that or we can abandon it because I have other things that I can turn to. Right, now, how are we going to rename these bones? Well, the answer is actually quite simple. So we're going to go to visibility here. So on this visibility tab, we can see our different bones. So I'm going to call this bot. I just call it hip. I think hip is good enough. And so I could just really go through and call these bones various things, but I've already got a model that we're going to work on later on, so it's not going to be too effective me just running through and doing all these things. But you can see how you can rename your bones, and that's going to help you out for organization. Now we can make certain bones children of other bones. So I'm in preview pose. We can see that everything except from a few bones over here, so bone 14 and the children that follow it, which are bone 15 and bone 16, are children of our hip bone right here. So this is sort of our origin bone. So how are we going to change that? It's a very simple fix, and it's just how we make things children of things in our inspector. Just going to drag it over to here, and there you go. You've got that as a child of that. And so if I rotate the character, everything rotates, which is all good and nice. But I move the head, and the rest of the hair doesn't really follow, so you might encounter issues like this. So we identify which bone that is. So bone 23 is the head bone. Remember, bone 14 is the bone that is holding all of the bones in the ponytail. So I'm going to drag bone 14 under bone 23, remembering that bone 23 is actually still a child of the hip bone. So even though I've made it a child of a different bone, nothing's really gone wrong. And if we do this, then we can see that we can get some nice movement of the head, and we don't have to worry about those hair bones following along. And everything seems pretty good, seems pretty posable. We've obviously got some issues with the jacket there, but we can sort of clean things like that up by going to our bone influence, click on the jacket. So remember, the jacket is also a part of the mesh, and I will be exporting these things so you can have a play along at home. But yeah, the jacket's just being influenced by a ton of things. To be honest, I think it'd just be quicker just to spam minus on pretty much everything, because we don't actually have specific bones for our jacket. Now, on my other character model, click outside and then generate all. And so you see that this is a dark patch because it's not being affected by any bones. And we go over to the pose and we can see that it kind of moves around a little bit. The only issue being that because it's not affected by any bones, we're not really interacting with it. So the way to resolve that would be to make sure that you have bones specifically for the jacket, and I'll show you a demonstration of what our fully fledged character looks like in a second. Just add those bones back in. So I'm just going to take I think I'll take these two, not that, there we go, these two, add it back in, auto weights, generate all, there we go, and so now that's part of our character. And we figured out the organization for our character. So we move everything from the hip bone, and it looks like we're pretty happy. So once you're done with all of that, you're just going to hit apply. Not like you got a choice though, because Unity is going to force you to do it if you did forget. And then instead of messing around with that sort of other janky character, I'm just going to show you what the full Monty looks like. So this disgusting abomination of I guess a lack of organization is what my fully fledged character looks like. And so you can see that she's got bones running all through the jacket, and if I click specifically on the jacket, then we can see all of the active bones for that region. I've even got the top here so that she kind of follows that a little bit. And let's just have a little look at which bone is the origin bone. So I've gone for the same thing. The bottom of the spine is going to be the origin bone, and then everything just follows on from there. With our right leg, naturally they're just going to be like that, and we're not really going to have to mess around with them. Invisibility here. And with the spine, same story, not really anything that we need to do in particular there. You'll realize that there'll be a couple of tweaks that you need to make specific to your own character as you make those tweaks. If you're using this character, then you'll probably be following the same philosophy. And just in case you were curious, so we have another piece of jacket here, and I have rigged up some bones so I can have this jacket flap around a little bit. I kind of thought about, we can't really shirk on our animations here. Thought about that Rock Howard victory pose, and I thought I can't have my character have a jacket and just not move that. Morally, it would just be wrong as a guy who wants to be a games designer to do that when you've got animations like that in the same field. So that's going to be the conclusion of this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you got something from it. Make sure that you apply these changes, save your game once you're done with a good session of Unity. But until next time guys, press on and keep creating.